failure is feedback. You can fail and learn from it. You must fail intelligently. But the truth is, you must be true to your own self, because in as much as people can see you from outside, they admire what you do, but you need to look into your reality and tell yourself the truth. You might stay stuck in your passion while you are regretting it deep down. Anxiety gives you an edge because it makes you wake up to reality. Education is a tool, not the path.
Yeah.
You must do something that is highly scalable, because the truth is, you can be popular and be broke.
More than 50% of you watching right now haven't subscribed yet to this channel. And I'd like you to do me a favor. Please subscribe now. It is how we continue to bring you the latest education on psychology and well-being, so you can become the best at what God has created you to become. And it's also how YouTube recommends this video to more people and a bigger audience. So please do us this favor, subscribe now and share this video. Mr. Guam Victor, welcome to the Ulabng show.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much.
Okay, I think I'd like to start today almost in similar ways I start most of our shows. So for the benefit of our viewers who might not know who Guam Victor is, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
All right, thank you very much.
Thank
First
you.
of all, I'm very grateful and happy to be here. So my name is Guam Victor Ifichukudi, and I'm the managing director of Lux Group. We are into real estate, hospitality, and interior decor. And basically, I'm a real estate consultant, and I help people buy and sell lands and, build sustainable wealth through real estate. So yes, that's basically me.
Okay, so you're helping people build sustainable wealth through land,
yes,
right? Real estate,
and
right?
properties, yes.
Okay, the first time I met you, you are a choreographer or dancer, right?
True.
And today you are into real estate.
Yes, sir.
So was it about passion all along, or was it survival, or what you met, or what reality demands?
Okay, so at first it started with passion.
Okay.
As a fresh graduate, out of school, I really loved dance and choreography. So that's how it started. And that's what prompted me to, establish VCAT's Academy of Dance and Performing Arts. So it was good when we started, very good, passion was there. But after a while, I got married, I began to have kids, and reality set in.
Okay.
Because the truth is, passion has to also pay the bills.
Yeah,
so when
sure.
I understood that, right now, at that stage of my life, I needed more, because I now had a family and I had people I was responsible for. I had to pivot, into something I felt was more scalable and could make me, fulfill all my needs at that time, which is real estate. So,
So do you have interest in going back to choreography? So passion?
Yes, but maybe when I've made all the money and then I can really express my passion. But for now, I have a responsibility and I have to be honest to myself and face reality. So that's why I'm doing real estate currently.
Okay, I think maybe this also reminds me of this Japanese idea of the ikigai. Okay, talking about things you love, things that can pay the bill, your passion, and finding some sweet spot between what you love, what can pay the bill, what the world needs.
True.
Okay, so maybe because I was also part of your dance class at one time, so maybe I'd like to see it come back again,
Sometime in the future, by God's grace.
Okay.
Yes.
So moving forward, it was Alex Hormozi that said something interesting. He said, you can be ahead of most people if you are willing to fail as many times and get back up. Look stupid in front of people you care about and keep going long after it has stopped being convenient enough. So how true is the statement?
It's true, but not completely true.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why. Because failure is feedback.
Correct.
Right? And you can fail and learn from it, but only if you have the sense of reflection. When you are failing and you're not asking yourself the right questions, like, why did I fail? What do I need to change? What do I need to adapt? You keep failing, but you are not failing intelligently. So what that means is that if you must fail, make sure that the next time you want to fail again, you've adjusted the mistakes you made the first time.
Correct.
That way, you are not just failing, but you are failing towards the path of getting it right and becoming better than you were the last time. Because if you say it's just about failing, there are some people that will keep failing and failing and failing and failing, but they will never acknowledge the feedback that the failure is trying to teach them.
Yeah.
And they will never grow and become better from that failure. So it only works when you fail intelligently, you reflect, listen to the feedback, adjust, get better.
Yeah.
That's when you are making progress. And also, you said something about being willing to look stupid in front.
Yeah.
That's correct, because the truth is, when you start up and anything you are trying to do, you will not start up great. You start up as, a beginner. But over time, if you can remove that shyness and, you are willing to just keep trying and keep looking like an amateur before you become a professional. So that one makes sense. But if you must fail, you must fail intelligently.
Correct. So for you, how was the transitioning like, moving, leaving choreography or dancing business as you had into real estate? How was the transitioning like? Because I know they are unrelated businesses.
True.
So was it that easy for you to just quickly move to real estate? Was it easy?
So the truth is, it wasn't easy because I was already popular.
Yes.
In dance and choreography. A lot of people knew me. We had a lot of clients. But the truth is, you must be true to your own self, because in as much as people can see you from outside, they admire what you do, but you need to look into your reality and tell yourself the truth. The transitioning wasn't easy because of the passion I didn't want to let go, even when I knew right deep down that it was time to let go. So what I did was I started real estate just like a side thing, very gradually, just like a side thing with what I was doing. I didn't transition immediately.
Okay.
But when I started seeing the prospects and how scalable real estate was, I didn't need a soothsayer to tell me that it was
it's time to...
Even till now, my clients are still calling me, Victor, you need to get back to the dance and stuff. But you must be true to yourself. And that was what aided my transition, because it wasn't easy, but it aided me to transition because I knew what I needed at that point. So if you are not true to yourself, you might stay stuck in your passion while you are regretting it deep down.
You must be true to yourself.
Yes.
And being true to yourself means knowing what you want per time.
Knowing what works for you, your reality per time. You can want it, but is it working? Like I told you, I had responsibilities at that time. So if I have a choreography school that takes all my time, but little is coming to me financially, and I have children, I need to pay school fees, I have a wife, I need to, then I may want it, but at that point in my life, I have other responsibilities. That's just waking up to reality. And that's what aided that transition.
Interesting. Okay, there's another thing again which is almost regular. Now, it's in two parts. So first of all is career anxiety. The second part is the staff turnover that we have in many industries right now. I know real estate might not be affected, but the wages around this part of the world is very low. So jobs are not paying enough to even sustain a decent living. How do young people deal with this anxiety? How do you think anyone can deal with this?
The truth is, the anxiety is real. It's very real, especially if you are young and you are trying to build something as an entrepreneur. Some nights, sleepless nights, some nights you are trying to think of how to pay the rent, how to pay your staff and all. But the truth is, the anxiety there also gives you an edge, because it makes you wake up to reality. It helps you plan and know that you must deliberately begin to plan for the future. You need to increase your value, because that's the leverage you have. Because we know that things are not so good, but there are some people that for a speaking engagement, they pay them in dollars.
Correct.
Even in this same economy.
Correct.
So what you should do if you're a young person, even if you are doing a 9 to 5 or you have your own business, you should continually increase your value, because that's your leverage that will bring in the kind of, jobs and gigs that will bring about that sustainability you are looking for. Because a lot of people are living on survival mode.
Correct.
So I feel like that anxiety should not hold you down. It should help you think clearly, give you clarity, and make you begin to create value and leverage for yourself as an individual.
Nice one. And again, there's another issue I find very troubling, because we have a lot of the median age around this part of the world, I think, is either 19 or 20 years. So it means we have a lot of young population.
True.
But unfortunately, people don't want to pay attention to process, because process takes time.
True.
So if someone comes to work for you today, within the next 9 months, within the next 1 year, he already wants to be an Oga. He doesn't have the skills that you have.
Yes.
He doesn't have the patience of the process, but he already wants to become a boss, earning as much as you who have given 20, 30, 15 years in the business. How do we deal with this? Because it's affecting almost all industry.
So the truth is, sadly, young people of nowadays, they don't want to put in the work. You see that thing called delayed gratification?
Yes.
They don't have it. And I feel like it's mostly caused by, social media. On social media, people just post their highlights, buying cars, buying houses, but they never really tell you what's happening behind. So I feel like it's affecting the young ones. Like everybody just wants to make it overnight, but there's nothing like overnight success.
Correct.
You have to build gradually. And I feel like that's how you shape yourself to the person that has capacity to accommodate the big things. Because if you just jump right into it, if you don't take time, you will crash over time because you don't have the capacity.
Correct.
So it's a very serious problem that I think everybody needs to start looking into, because labor right now is just something else. Like you said, you get a staff and they work 2 months, they already want you to increase their salary, they're already pitching other jobs, but the thing is, experience. That's why we have an experience gap, because people are not, burning the midnight candle. People are not following due process, and it's bad because it's just, it's alarming, because it's scary for the, the next generation we are producing. So it's a very big. In fact, it affected me a lot in my last business, in the sense that it was a skilled labor, because we needed people who can dance or actually had, a basics in dance.
Okay.
And you bring them, you train them, and before 3 months, they're already tired. They want to relocate. They want to go and do one thing or the other. And
or want to start their own.
Yes, or they feel like they've learned enough. They want to start it. And that's why they are not even sustainable. After a while, you hear that they've stopped, they've crashed, So it's a serious problem that I feel like everybody has to look into it. If not, the next generation is in jeopardy.
And I also think it's an opportunity for a very smart, serious, focus-minded people to separate themselves.
True.
Because if the noise amongst many is impatience, lack of process, then the person who separates himself to process and learning, somehow you've separated yourself. I think so. There's an opportunity, right?
True. So the thing is, yes, it's a great opportunity, but the thing is, it doesn't manifest immediately.
Yes.
Because that person now is incubating, is working, delayed gratification is over time.
Yeah.
But our young generation, they want it now. So if they are not seeing now, they will feel like that person
is
wasting
his time.
Nothing is working for him. I had friends that when I was trying to build, I had friends that told me that, bro, you are just stressing yourself.
With the real estate?
No, not with the real estate.
Okay, with the choreography?
Company, yes. I had people that say, bro, you are just wasting your time. But I know I learned a lot from that process, because it taught me so many things. So yes.
Okay. Interesting. So on navigating career landscape, so we are still talking about career, career anxiety. What is the role of a college or university education? You went to school. I went to school.
Yes.
What is actually the role? What is this meant to serve? Because we have a lot of people coming out of school today. So many graduate without any direction of what to do next. Like, no idea what to do next.
True.
But in my own opinion, university or college education should give you some guidance about what to think about, what to do next. But we have a lot of clueless, no direction, a lot of them in the streets. What do you think education should do?
Okay, so for me, education is very important. However, education is a tool, not the path.
Yeah.
Because you could still go to school, it doesn't guarantee your success. But what education does for you is it gives you structure, it gives you exposure, it helps your thinking framework.
Okay.
For example, I studied theater arts in school.
Oh, okay.
See?
That's why you're dancing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when I came out, I knew that the deficit in the society, especially in Asaba at the time, was that there were no dance schools and creative arts schools that could help, especially children that have this talent,
Okay.
to develop and harness. So that's why when I came, I quickly developed VCATS Academy for Dance and Performing Arts, and our core target audience then were kids.
Okay.
And that's why it was such a huge success, because a lot of parents knew their kids wanted to learn how to play the piano, how to dance ballet, So if I didn't go to school, maybe I wouldn't have had the exposure, the structure, and even the discipline to do that. Do you understand? So basically, school gives you structure, discipline, exposure, thinking frameworks, but is a tool and not the pathway that guarantees success. So yes,
I think I like that. Is a tool, is a framework.
Yes,
to guide you, right?
Guide you through.
Or interesting.
And gives you the exposure that you need. Yes.
So how did you know, or how can anyone know when it's time to pivot or move to something else in a career? At what point does persistence becomes self-awareness? That is knowing when to keep going versus when to pivot. So many people are in jobs that they are enduring, okay? They know they can do more, but they don't know whether it's time to move into something else or just keep doing that. Maybe salvation is just a miles away. So for you, maybe you can tell us from your own story how, beyond the fact that you got married, the bills are piling up, what else guided you to know it's time to say, okay, I'm done with this, I need to move to something else?
All right, so I feel number one, like I said before, you must be true to yourself, because there will be a lot of external noise. People will commend you, this is what you are meant to do, but you know yourself. Now, for myself, I have been doing this whole dance thing for 10 years, actually. 2024 made it 10 years.
10 years.
I started as a fresh graduate. I finished NYSC, I think, 2014, and I started like immediately.
Okay.
So I began to ask myself some critical questions. I've done this thing for 10 years. It was good for survival mode, but there's a level I'm trying to get to. Then I asked myself, look around you, especially in Nigeria, how many people are doing this thing and how many billionaires has it created? And sadly, I asked and I couldn't find one. Then I asked myself,
you couldn't find one? What of the lady? What was that her name? The lady in Lagos? Yes.
Okay, well, the truth is, Kafi is more of an entertainer.
Okay.
Yes, she's more of her face is out there. She's a brand. People know her.
Oh,
do you understand? But what I was doing was more of running a dance and performing arts school.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's not profitable, but the truth is, you must do something that is highly scalable. At that point, that's what I wanted to do.
Correct.
Because the truth is, you can be popular and be broke. You understand? You can be popular and you are broke.
You can be popular and broke.
And people are hailing you. Oh, you have the best dance school in Asaba. Oh, thank you, ma. Oh, thank you, ma. But deep down, you are struggling. So you must be true to yourself.
Yeah.
Have a plan for your life. Now, I've done this thing for 10 years. Do I want to do this thing for the next 10 years? Can it take me to the place I want to be? And can it make me become who I want to become in the next 10 years? So these are questions I asked myself. They were very critical questions. So my advice to anybody out there that is trying to have a career change, one thing I did is I didn't jump off with two legs.
Yeah.
Right? I was still doing my dance. And I actually started real estate in 2023. As a realtor, I was just
3 years, huh?
Yes, just selling people's property, just trying to understand the game. And when I tasted some kind of, financial, freedom, what I would do in my dance school that would put in so much effort, then I just do it in real estate, and it just works like this. Same, lesser effort, but more returns.
Yeah.
So when I did that, I actually stopped my dance school officially. That was February 2025.
Okay.
So I did like 2 years, in real estate, testing waters before I now moved fully to real estate. right? So I knew what I wanted part-time. So people advised me against it. My parents, Victor, don't do it. You are the most popular person in Asaba. The world will hear you. But I've done this for 10 years. I wasn't willing to give another 10 years. So no
Yeah.
offense to people that have done schools, but it was just a personal decision.
Yeah.
So the truth is, the bottom line is be true
To yourself.
Yes.
Now, so imagine you are doing 2 jobs. You have a full-time job and you have something by the side, which you are building at the same time. But both of them are just, you're just scratching by. Just like you said, it can be popular and broke. 2 of them combined cannot give you the life that you truly know you want. But 2 of them are already taking your time. How do you navigate from survival or surviving to truly living? Because doing multiple jobs that you are only surviving in doesn't help you grow.
True.
So how do you make that? How do you truly make that shift?
The truth is, there's a popular saying that pursuit is
Yes.
the proof of desire. So when you want something, right, it depends on how bad
You want
you
it.
want that thing. If you sit down and you plan a trajectory for your life, this is where I want to be in the next 5 years, and you have a 9 to 5, for example, for your main job, and
Yes.
you have a side gig,
Yes.
because of how bad you want it, you must make time. There are some people that once they get home by 5, they freshen up 6, 7 o'clock, they're already working, maybe writing scripts, working on their next gig, and preparing and incubating for it. You must pay the sacrifice, because the truth is, if you don't, it will never materialize. So the best way to go about it is, number 1, have a plan.
Okay.
Have a plan. I'm going to do this. It might take you some time, because the truth is that right now everybody's trying to put their head above the water. But if you have a good plan and stick to it, that's where the sacrifice comes in. After your 9 to 5, your second job, then you know what you want to be known for, right? You must make time. If it's reading books, preparing yourself, but you must increase your value, because that's your leverage to get into that point. Let me give you a critical example.
Yes.
For example, I have a 9 to 5, but I want to be a great filmmaker.
Yeah.
That's what I want to be known for, which is a very good industry, very scalable.
Yeah.
What I can do is, when I'm done with my 9 to 5, I could say, okay, fine. For every month, I'm writing 2 scripts. For every month, I'm writing 2 scripts. So what it takes me is, after my 9 to 5, whatever I have to do, I can say between the hours of 9 to 12, I must be on my laptop writing. Come what may. That's the sacrifice.
Yeah.
And if I can do that every month, 2 scripts, you see that by the end of the year, I already have 24 scripts.
Yeah.
So now script is no longer the problem. The problem now is finance.
Correct.
And of course, because I have a plan, I should be saving no matter how small. But the truth is, if you already have a script, getting investors will not be that hard. But that's a story for another day anyway. But you must show that you really want this thing. Make the sacrifices, and every other thing will be attracted to you. That's just the law of the universe. That's how it works.
Make the sacrifice, and every other thing will be attracted
But
to
the
you.
problem is that a lot of people don't want to make the sacrifice.
Yes, I'm talking about sacrifice, because I had this colleague once who said that she wants to do business. She wants to do textile business. But every day after work, she wants to study a little bit about textile. Somehow she can't. But somehow she finds ways to stay on her phone, on social media, on TikTok for 3 hours every day.
True.
Every day after work. So work closes around 6. So from 7 to 10 or 11, she's on social media. But somehow she just can't seem to put herself together to research or study or find out what she can do about this textile business. And it's 3 years gone in the same process. So what is the role of discipline in getting, in planning and doing and just getting what you want? Is it a discipline problem, or is it a pursuit problem, or is it a self-belief problem?
Okay. So, honestly, it's a discipline problem.
Okay.
Because, the truth is, you might have a desire.
Yes.
But without discipline, because motivation is a feeling. And you cannot achieve anything based on feeling, because some days you are not in a good mood. Some days you don't feel like doing it. It's just like somebody going to the gym.
Yes.
Right? When you want to go to the gym, it's never a happy feeling.
No, it's never pleasant.
Because you know the stress. But if you make up your mind, so without discipline, you cannot sacrifice. So you see, discipline and your strong desire, they must meet at the middle for you to be able to achieve. Like you said, she can be on TikTok
For 3 hours.
but she cannot study for 2 hours.
At all.
She lacks discipline and she doesn't have a strong desire. Humans are motivated by desire. When they need something bad, they can go an extra length to do that. I've seen somebody, is a tech guy, that can be on his laptop 3 days straight. He won't even have his bath. He will just brush his teeth. He's there morning to night. Why? Because his strong desire is that his company gave him a leverage that if you can get to something, they will relocate him, all expense paid abroad. So that's his strong desire. And sometimes when you have a very strong desire, discipline will just come, even if you don't even have discipline as a person. Let me give you another one. If you promise a child now that if you graduate with first class, I'm going to give you 20 million naira. Whether that child has discipline as a person or not, because of that strong desire of wanting to get the 20 million, that child will read. And if you check it very well, that child will pass in flying colors. So strong desire and discipline must be there. If you notice, I didn't even mention motivation. Motivation is a feeling. You can be motivated for 2 days, and after 2 days, if you don't have discipline, you are back to square one. So discipline and a strong desire.
Now, what's the place of belief in all this? What's the place of belief? Where does belief come into play in both career pursuits, skill acquisition, navigating career landscape? How does belief affect outcomes?
So belief is a very crucial ingredient if you are going to be successful at anything. Why? Because when you are chasing a goal, you might have all the discipline, strong desire, but if you don't believe, because there are some days that you get exhausted, especially when you are putting a lot of work and you are not seeing any results.
Sure.
You start having doubts. You start feeling like this thing I'm doing is even worth it. Without belief, you get tired. And if care is not taken, you will quit. I saw a quote one day that said that young entrepreneurs or new entrepreneurs, their businesses don't die because they run out of cash.
Okay.
It dies because they run out of belief. When you stop believing in anything you are doing, sooner or later you quit, because there's no enthusiasm, nothing there. So one thing you must do as a person trying to achieve something in life, you can't afford to stop believing. As far as what I tell myself most times is, if I woke up today, and I'm well, and I'm okay, that means there is hope, and I must believe.
Correct.
Do you understand me? So belief is in fact is a no-brainer. You must believe in yourself.
Now, there is another angle to building wealth that is affecting us as Africans. Maybe, I don't know whether you had this experience. For me, growing up, I had younger ones who looked up to me. So as a young man growing up, I have to settle them.
True.
We call it black tax.
True.
So they are like debt we owe to our family, right? And whether we like it or not, these things creep into our salaries, creep into our income, and you can work for 5-10 years without savings.
True.
So how, I don't know, did you experience it at all?
Oh, sure.
Huh?
Sure.
So how did you deal with it?
Okay. The truth is, I'm still experiencing it anyway.
Okay.
But I began to understand that for you to help people up,
Yes.
you must be
stable.
You must be up. If not, they will just, it will be easy. You can't, when you are playing on the same level field with people, you can't really help. That's the mistake a lot of people, because you've not made it, you are surviving, and you are trying to pull other people up. So I feel like we need to be very honest with ourselves. Even if I'm very family oriented, so even if you must help your siblings or maybe aging parents and all whatnot, you must make sure that you are already established yourself. If not, nobody will grow in that family. Because the truth is, if they ask you for money and you tell them you don't have, and you really don't have, they will still be, they will survive. So help, but make sure you have enough, like more than enough. And again, even if you must help, not trying to give, no, try to establish them, right? That might not be easy, but ask them, what do you want to do with your life? I want to start a business. I want to do this. Okay, let me meet you halfway. What do you have? Okay, join this. Go and start your business. That way, they don't keep coming. Because the truth is, family will keep coming and coming. You might give them this month, next month they will come again.
Yeah.
Especially when they perceive that you are doing okay, they will keep coming. So the thing is, if you are not smart about it, you will never grow. You will never grow. So 2 things is, instead of trying to just keep giving money, establish them. And if you are not there yet, I don't want to give anybody advice, but if you are not there yet, use your tongue to count your teeth. So yes.
Like if you are not there yet, just be cautious.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. 95% of people who follow their passion don't make money from it. Right?
True.
So what do I do instead? If I follow my passion, I might not make money from it. What do I do?
Very simple question. Don't follow your passion. Follow the money. Yes.
Oh, don't follow the passion.
Follow the money. The truth is that you see all this passion. What did the Bible say? I'm a Christian.
Yes.
Whatever your hand findeth to do. Because passion can blind you. That's just the truth. Passion can blind you for 40 years. Then when you realize you're already too old, you can't do anything. You see a guy that wants to play football. He is passionate about football. But right now you are in your late 30s. And you are still going to stadium every day to train. Trying to push it. You must follow the money. Because without passion that doesn't pay the bills, it's as good as nothing. The truth is, passion is something you should do out of, unless you can monetize your passion. I have a guy, he's a dancer. Now he's big. I don't just want to mention his name.
Yeah.
But he found a way to monetize his passion through TikTok. Very good for him. He will have all the fulfillment he wants in life. But the truth is, if your passion is not paying the bills, follow the money. Okay,
and where are some of the places that the money is? Where are the money? Where is the money?
So that is something you need to find yourself. The truth is, I tell my staff a lot. There are some businesses that are scalable, and there are other businesses that, even if you do it for 20 years, there's a cap you can never pass.
Yes.
That's just the truth. Because, and you know the irony, is the same effort. Like when I was doing my other business.
Yes.
We were hardworking. The truth is that if it's about hardworking, we're doing ads, we're doing promotions, we did a lot of stuff. But the business cannot pay you more than its capacity to pay you. That's just what it is. It wasn't us, it was just the structure of the business. So you ask yourself, and the best way you can do that, go on Google. Ask yourself, this business you are doing, how many billionaires has it produced? I know some people might say they will be the first billionaire. I wish you well. But the truth is, success is principle based.
Yeah.
You can follow somebody that does something and just mirror what he does.
Yes.
Over time, you start seeing results.
Correct.
So if your industry, just ask yourself that simple question, that your industry in Nigeria, and don't make the mistake of trying to look at other countries. No.
Yeah. In
First
Nigeria.
reality, in Nigeria, this business you are doing, how many I did not say millionaires, how many billionaires has it produced? And if you can't find up to 2 or 3, then use your tongue and count your teeth.
I think it has been a short and interesting episode. I enjoyed this.
I agree.
Thank you, Guam Victor, for coming.
Thank you for having me.
I think we'll extend this another time.
My pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah.